detailed. It breaks each fund down into not only different accounts, but different object codes within each of those accounts. So I like to give you that overview on the top, because it's really easy to just look at that right-hand side and see what percentage is spent, or what percentage has been received on the revenue side. So that's a very quick version. Do you have any questions?
And our year runs through June.
Yes, we run on a fiscal year from July 1st to June 30th. So we're coming to the end, the last quarter of the fiscal
Yes,
year.
we are.
Yeah, and just, you know, from my point, I appreciate everything that Christian does for the town. It has been very hard and very complicated for her to come in and work on the books and try to balance something that hasn't been balanced in years.
Part-time, no less.
It is. And she's doing a really good job, and I'll tell you, she's a perfectionist. If it, you know, if one penny's off, she's gonna find it. So, you know,
You got her working for free?
That is the preference.
Almost.
But I won't
Almost.
waste an hour at $26 to find a penny. I really won't. But it will bother me till the end of time if I don't find a penny. So I would prefer that it pop up somewhere. But no, that's, you know, we're really looking at overall cash right now. I'm not actually trying to get down to the nitty gritty. I leave that for Norm Klein, who's way smarter than me. He really gets down to the nitty gritty with some of this stuff and really makes sure every penny's in the right place. And he does a great job for us, so. But yeah, we're getting it overall very, very, way better shape. So we're very, very close to being done.
which is really good.
Yeah, it'll be really nice to have it
It's
all
nice
done
to
and
know
caught up
where
to
we
present.
stand.
Yeah,
for change.
it'll be really good.
Okay, good. So we're on approved claims?
So do I need to make a motion to
Yes.
approve the regular checks number 21,859 through 21,882, and electronic checks, which there are just two, 99982, 2 and 99983.
Okay.
And I'll second the approval of the claims.
So we have approval on the claims, and I don't have the numbers in front of me, but,
That's okay, I got them.
okay, she's got them. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Payroll summary.
So I don't have a payroll summary for you tonight. March is a quarterly month, and I wasn't able to get over here to help Lacey through some of the quarterly stuff, so it's not complete. So what we'll do is just skip it for now, and in May, I'll have you go ahead and approve March and April together.
Okay,
At that time, we just don't have all the check numbers because not everything's paid yet.
okay, sounds good.
Should we table that?
I don't think you have to motion to
Okay.
table it. I will
Okay.
just, I've already made note of that in the notes that it's just
Okay.
not ready and why.
We'll be in the minutes.
Next meeting.
Yep. It'll be in the minutes.
Okay, old business. Update table of fees. And I was gonna bring mine tonight, and I think I walked off and left.
I think I gave everybody a copy.
You did.
Yeah, you did. It's in a stack of stuff here.
So Tim, have you had a chance to compare our table of fees to any of the towns surrounding us?
You know, I have not.
Is that something we should probably do?
Did Jay
Yeah.
get a list of the,
I mean, we don't have to follow them to
you
the
haven't
T.
got
No.
what it takes
But-
to put a new.
But I mean, we pay our guys about the same as everybody else pays theirs hourly.
Yes, we do.
And so that part of it would be pretty similar.
You know, the only thing that I was, you know, even looking at is our hookup fees.
Capping fees.
Yeah. And I know that the Bridgers are a little less. But I'm kinda thinking they ought to be a little more.
What are they?
Well, right now it's,
$7.50 for a household water.
yeah, for water and sewer.
$7.50 for sewer. So $1,500 to hook up your house.
For a new house.
I can look at it
A new-
online
a
if
new
you guys want it.
We charge them.
That's
Kind of
I mean, everything.
Well-
You know, the saddle all the way to the house.
Just to give you an
No,
idea,
not to the house,
To the
but
line.
to the
To the curb
to the
stop.
stop.
just to give you an idea, I have a friend whose folks just, are relocating in Huntley on their daughter's property, and because it'll be a separate building
Yeah,
on there,
service.
they have to tap in. The price is $7,000 for water and sewer, tapping
Yeah.
in.
Why not? By the time we put a saddle, a meter, and a meter base in, what is that, Jay? Not counting your labor.
I'm trying to think of what just a meter pit is. I wanna say $800.
Yeah, to me, I figured
And
at
that's
least
not
have
even a meter in it, that's just,
We gotta- Yeah, we gotta cover our expenses. Now, this is,
and that's not even with the lid is extra. It doesn't even come with the lid.
We need those figures. We really do. Before we can
And
do
before we
this.
decide, we need to know what.
Well, I can't change it, change a darn thing unless we know what the
Pretty
costs
hard to
are.
run backwards.
Yeah. And we have been.
yeah, we're losing money on it.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
No.
The
And,
only thing that I have seen was the water bill here for no more water than we use is horrendous.
well,
I
and
don't know what that's
And
caused
I
by.
can tell you why, it is because when we put in a new well, and we had to borrow money, and then we put in a new sewer system, and we had to borrow money, we had to prove to the banks and stuff that we would be able to pay that money back.
Okay, see, that's-
So they made us raise our water rates so
To
that
cover
we
it.
would come in, and we're some of the highest in the state.
it is.
And it's bad because we got a lot of people here that are on fixed incomes and it's hard. That's
Well,
why,
it caught me when I first moved here, that, wow, you know, we come out of Billings where about 75 to $100 a month you pay for your sewer,
Yeah.
your water and your, you know, everything.
yeah.
And it was a little hard to take.
Okay.
Okay, but that's why.
So we're,
Well, that's,
but that's the reason they made us do it.
that's,
Otherwise, we wouldn't have got a new well, we wouldn't have got sewer.
you can't run backwards.
Wasn't part of that due to a group that never would raise the funds at all? I remember that
Yes,
very clearly.
there was a group that,
It was horrible.
yes, and it just,
You have to get paid for what you're doing.
that's right. And that's why we need to look at this. So, should we table this till next month?
We do, but,
We need a list of what goes
but
in.
this is the
for
last time I
tapping.
wanna table this, because we've been kicking this can for the last
Yeah.
4 months.
Okay,
We need some hard numbers, and you need to give those guys a call. What, do you go
Yeah,
through
I'll
Northwest Pipe?
Yeah, I can call down.
Just
there.
call them and get them to send you a quote.
Yeah,
Just say, I need one of everything.
right,
Send it to me.
okay.
And then we can make decisions that make sense.
Right.
yeah, and one other thing I know, at times, when we would do the hookups and stuff, we would go up with our backhoe and dig the holes and all this stuff. However, I'm changing that policy. That whoever's putting that in, they expose the line, and I believe that's the way it's written. They expose the line, and then our guy goes down and hooks it up.
Right. We don't have to build their system.
We don't have to build their system, he's right. So anytime they're gonna be doing that, they expose it for
And
me.
if they ask you to do more than that, you just tell them they need to come in front of us.
Okay,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that works.
okay. So, yes, you had a comment?
Yeah, I just had a question. Does any of this extra money that we're paying in over everybody else for water and sewer, are you putting any of it aside to where we can pay for repairs instead of having to borrow money?
Yes. There is money in a special fund that goes for an emergency for water. There's a fund also set aside for anything that happens with the sewer. And also it includes some of the new facilities that they've built, special funding for that.
Yeah,
So,
what you're talking about is bond debt reserve, so that's money set aside in the event that we can't make our debt payment. That's what's set aside.
Well, that's what's set
We
aside.
don't
We don't
have
have
a
any,
separate fund, you guys don't, that would be a capital improvement fund if you were gonna set aside money for that, and you guys don't have a capital improvement fund. But the goal would be to get one someday, yes. You have to get it built up and you have
Well,
to
the
get.
key would be not to just have the fund, but have some money to put in it.
Right, yeah, yeah.
And that's-
I can
that's the
put the
challenge.
fund on your budget
That's
if
the
you want the
challenge,
little
yeah.
line there, it's just gonna say zero behind it at
Yeah.
this moment in time. So you're right, there has to
We
be
have-
money to be transferred into there. But yeah, that would be the goal, is to bring in more
Maybe
than
in
you
our-
spend. And that way you've got a little extra going into next year, and eventually that little extra will get to be where it's too much, you're not allowed to have that much in there, and you'll roll it to a capital improvement.
because I know Joliet does that, and they keep a pretty good fund in there for emergencies.
I have a buddy of mine that said that these older towns like this, they all bought this old cheap pipe when it came up.
Mhm.
This was 50 years ago. And he said, the thing is that pipe is getting worn out. And it's proven out already by how many more broken water lines we have in the last year or two even. And he said, when they have to replace it, it's gonna be expensive,
Yeah, it's an old infrastructure, that's for sure.
you know?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes, correct.
yeah, 'cause most of the old stuff was galvanized, wasn't it?
He
Some
called
of
it,
it.
he called it a
Black
clay
pipe
pipe
50 years
and an
ago.
orange pipe, is what he was saying.
There's a mixture of everything that you can imagine
Yes.
under these streets.
Yeah, it's,
From clay to plastic to wood.
Seriously.
yeah, they just replaced the wood line not 2 years ago.
We used to use wood in the oil field.
Yeah, it works, it's amazing that it does.
Well, if we're gonna table this, besides getting the fees from Jay, I
Yeah.
think we should get an updated table of fees from the garbage company to see if any of this has changed. If we get a hold of them and say, hey, we need this Connex, whatever it is.
Well, we redo their contract, they're on for 2 years.
Right.
They got another 3 or 4 years.
I think they charge you guys a flat rate, so you
Yes.
guys negotiated a flat
Yeah.
rate, and it doesn't matter what's changed in
Oh,
or
yeah.
out. Those fees are specifically what you charge, what the town of Fromberg charges their customers.
Yes.
I don't think it's related back to your garbage contract.
No.
It should be, but it isn't.
Yeah, I'm sure.
We have a built-in 2% increase
Increase.
every damn year, and we're not passing that on,
It's probably
which is dumb.
between 2 and 4%,
It's
It's
2.
2%.
a minimum of 2,
Yeah.
up
Yeah.
to
Oh.
4%.
Really?
It's between 2, at least Bridger's,
I
I haven't
don't
seen
think we
yours,
should
but
be
I
in
think
that.
it's
So
similar.
that's
No.
two, but it's probably.
There's
It's
a,
rarely been.
we have
much.
issues with our,
But yeah,
our
it is
waste.
the garbage company.
and that's something that we will have to look at. However, we do have a number of years left on the contract, and it's something that will have to be dealt with then, because we can't afford to get out of this contract. Now, why it was done the way it was done, I don't know.
My
Well,
question is, why have your predecessor flat intimately opposed any passing along increases to the end user? And for whatever reason, maybe everybody here on this table agrees that that's good business, but me, and I
No,
think it's
it's-
terrible business.
It's not good. We have to make it a paying business, not for profit. We have to cover our expenses.
Everybody
That's
wants to know
why-
why we don't have a fund. These are reasons why we don't have a fund. It's because
Because you're going backwards.
the garbage
We're going backwards.
costs us
You
2% more
you
every
can't
year,
back up.
and we lose 2% every year.
so you guys haven't changed your rates?
No.
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 You don't know how long
And
on the garbage? Cause yeah, I guarantee you were paying a minimum of 2% each year. I'll bet your contract is like Bridger's and it's between 2 and 4, so it could be up to 4 in any given year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we need to do that. That's why we need to change some of
If
this.
something happens with your city water pipes, a whole bunch of them, what are you gonna do?
Well, we had a bad year.
If you're running
2 years
backwards
ago.
already, you can't. That'd be a hard thing to catch up
It is, it really is.
We're not losing money on water.
yet until the pipes go down.
Right, but when they're talking about the tap fees, that's only when somebody puts in a new line. We're not losing money on water
On
services on a
monthly
daily
service.
basis, not by any means.
Now, the water should be okay, the price is pretty good.
Yeah.
Right, it's just the tap fees that you're going back for.
Put 2% on a garbage deal, I think the guy can afford 2%.
Yeah, but we
Without
can't
breaking.
afford 15 when we all of a sudden decide
Right?
that we're, you know,
Then it
in the
makes
rear.
people angry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
If you tell them why you're raising it, I wouldn't think it'd be any big deal.
I
no,
agree.
and I agree with you. So let's go ahead and let's table this till next time tonight.
Okay,
I'll get a
and
copy.
Jay's gonna get us some numbers.
Dave's gonna get us numbers, and I'll get a copy of,
You wanna just remind him of that?
yes.
Okay.
Daily?
I'm gonna remind you.
Perfect,
Wow. So you remind me and I'll remind you. How's that?
perfect.
Okay,
It's on one
And I'll
of those
remind
lists.
both of you. No.
that's why it should be. Okay. So, we have a motion to table this?
Yes, I'd make a motion to table the discussion on fees.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second to table the table of fees until next month's meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
So you're hoping for action on the May meeting, so I
Yes.
can take
Yes.
that discussion off.
So the next one is, like, ordinance paper, and what it is, instead of doing.
Now, we have on there also curb stop discussion. Was that in regards to the traffic stops
I
On
think
Main
that's the
Street?
Water stop.
or the water
That was
shut-offs?
the water stop.
Was it?
Water
I
shut-offs?
thought that was the stuff, the concrete blocks that Jay was
They're
What
both
now?
called the same thing.
I know, and they're totally
The
different.
concrete blocks
Well,
are
let's-
replaced. they're just
Maybe
not-
we can get an update on both.
Okay,
The bill for the curb stops is on your claims.
Okay. Where do we stand, Jay, with the metal pins to anchor those down?
Half of them are made.
Okay, so when do we expect to have that completed?
End of next week, beginning, or end of this week, beginning next week,
Okay,
I would say.
okay, that works. Is that, for that, now where are we at as far as the water curb stop shut-offs? Have you been able to locate those around town? I know that there were some that we were unable to find.
Some, yeah, some I can, some I can't. Without digging up everything, or every little chunk of wire.
3 sides of their house.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Is there anybody that you would know of, or anybody here that would know where these old stops might be, old shut-offs?
Can you find them with that detective device that
I can.
finds water movement?
Oh, I don't have one of those.
Who does? Could we find one with one of those?
Yeah.
The Bozeman guy.
Your
Steve
witch?
has one.
Which,
Yeah,
Covers work.
that works.
It does work if you know what you're doing.
I can ask Randy.
let's see if we can locate one and I think within 20 minutes you're gonna find what you need.
Yeah. Cause basically right now I just go.
If we have to rent one, we can rent one.
However easy.
You probably only have a handful that you need to find, don't you?
We have so many.
For the most part, yeah.
And then you're marking them down on the map, so
I know that gal across the
Everybody knows.
street from my house, she doesn't know where hers is.
Yeah, that one.
That one's a wild one.
Yeah. Cause there's all the stuff from when they redid the water lines,
Yeah,
but it says like old red post on north
Right.
side of the building.
Yeah, there you go. It was there in 1912.
Yeah.
across from the old Albertson store.
There
Yeah.
is spots too where one curb stop wipes out 3 houses too, and we've got that in town too.
Really?
Yeah, like on
Yeah,
Third
like
Avenue.
Chris's.
Yeah.
That one, you shut that down, you wipe out the whole side of the street.
yeah, you
It
just,
just, yeah, just
It's
leaves
probably
them.
supposed to each have their own, aren't
Takes
they?
out the
Yeah.
whole
They're
kilometer.
supposed to.
okay.
It's a
So,
big bear.
kind of a work in progress, yeah?
Yeah.
It's gonna take a while.
So, Can I add to this discussion a little bit? When this was put on the agenda, I didn't realize you guys were thinking about changing the garbage rates. That's gonna require a little more of a process than just updating your tapping fees. We'll have to do a resolution of intent and you'll have to hold a
Well,
public hearing.
that was just
and-
discussion, I don't think
You
we're
don't- you're
at a
not
point
prepared
where
to change it.
we're
Okay.
prepared to change it.
Just, cause like I said, that's a
I'm
lot
just bringing
different
it
process.
to the council's, attention that
It's something we may have to
that's
do.
my,
Mhm.
I guess, my take on it.
Mhm.
And
Well, I
if
wondered,
it's something
'cause-
that they wanna pursue, then I would say if you guys wanna pursue it, I'll
That's why I'm
stand
asking,
behind
because
it.
if you're gonna pursue it, say for the upcoming fiscal year, you're gonna wanna start that process.
Yes, now.
Like today. You won't, I think we can still get it done before July first, your rates may have to start August first, I don't know if we can for sure, I'd have to look at the dates, the timeline and see, but if that's something you want me to get started, I can work on that.
what's the consensus?
What do you guys think?
Well, so it's gotta go to a hearing, you said, right?
To increase rates, you have to do a resolution of intention, which kinda lets your public know, and if you set a timeline on that same day, I think that's okay to do those in the same meeting. And that gives your public kind of a timeline of how this is gonna go. Then you gotta publish it 3 times in the paper and have a public hearing.
Would
And then after
it,
that public hearing, you can pass your resolution to change the rates effective immediately.
so would we be able to have our projected increase for that hearing? Because to me, I think
You actually
everybody.
have to have it for the resolution of
Okay,
intention.
I was gonna say, yeah, because I think that's something they're gonna wanna see, I mean,
Right.
everybody, I mean, like he's already brought it up, this water bill's through the roof,
Yeah.
and then when it goes up more, at least that way they know why it is going
Right.
up.
Yeah,
what it's
and in addition to publishing 3 times in the paper, a notice does have to be mailed to all customers with a, average that their bill will
Okay.
change. So, like I said, it's a labor intensive process and it's, we should have started a while ago if we wanted it
You know,
July
if
first.
you- if,
But if
like
we could
he's-
even get it August, September-ish, it wouldn't be the whole fiscal year, it would be most of it, and I'd be comfortable with that.
Like he said, if you guys are losing 2 to 4%, that's gotta be addressed, you
It
gotta
does,
straighten that
yeah,
out.
you can't.
Maybe you go where the
Straight
water
up.
is and back it off a little bit,
Tied the
and make
increase to
everything
our
kinda
increased
work,
costs
'cause-
per year.
you know, the water is
Yeah.
just really ridiculous, but the garbage and that doesn't seem to be bad. Maybe you guys could work it all out to where everybody wins.
Yeah, you can increase just the garbage without having to touch the water or the sewer rates.
As a matter of
would
fact,
only-
we really can't touch the water because that's tied up to that loan.
You can increase it, you just can't
Right.
decrease it. So you could do like a 2% increase if you thought your costs warranted it.
I don't think we're interested in doing
No,
that.
no, but let's
I
say
am
you do one
interested
of
in
the
recovering what we're losing on the garbage. Not only this year, but last year and the year before that.
Yeah, let me visit with Republic on that and see
Okay.
what the possibility is of paying for actually what you're using instead of their flat rate.
Okay, so I'm not interested in going any further on that yet, until we know.
On the garbage?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
I'm
So
gonna
let's get-
find out some more info and go from there.
Yeah.
let's get back on task here. Any other discussion on the curb stops?
No.
Okay. New business. First reading of ordinance 525 to amend regular meeting date. Okay, so an amendment to Fromberg Town Code 2-5-11, the purpose of which is to change the date of the regular meeting of the Fromberg Town Council from the first Monday of each month to the second Tuesday of each month. Whereas the Town Council finds that the current meeting schedule conflicts with a number of other community meetings, and whereas the Town Council believes it is valuable to increase the ability of the public to attend regular Town Council meetings. And whereas the Town Council represents that a time later in the month provides more opportunity to have regular bookkeeping coincide with the regular Town Council meetings. Now, therefore, be it ordained by the Town Council of the Town of Fromberg, Montana, that Fromberg Town Code 2-5-11 is amended to read as following. Language stuck through to be removed and language underlined is to be added in official text. Okay, regular meetings. The council shall hold regular meetings for the transition of municipal business on the, well, this will be struck, first Monday of each month and replaced by second Tuesday of each month. And such other meetings as to which the council by order may adjourn, or which may be called special meetings, may be called upon by the mayor, or a written request of the 3 members of the council filed with the town clerk on their requisition, given at least 3 days' notice thereof in writing to all members of the council, and the mayor shall be present and waive notice of the time and place of the holding any special meetings, and such waiver is noted in the journal of the council's proceedings. Such meetings shall be valid without notice. First pass. So we need a motion and a second to accept this, or keep it as is.
Make a motion to accept the new reading of ordinance 525 to change the meeting dates to the second Tuesday of each month.
And I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to change ordinance 525 of the regular meeting days from the first Monday of each month to the second Tuesday of each month. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we have no nays.
So does that start in the
Next
May
month.
meeting?
No,
No.
We'll have the second
Oh, we have
reading.
to- Second, no.
Oh, okay.
the second reading of the ordinance will be in May, and
Oh,
then
I
the
see,
ordinance
I see.
goes into effect 30 days after that. So I think we'll have already had our June meeting by then, so I believe July will be the first one, that's the
Okay.
second Tuesday.
Yeah, so this doesn't take that.
Jim?
What?
July.
Things run slowly.
Boy, and howdy.
That's what we got, we get to that name.
Yeah.
Tim?
Yes.
I'm not real sure, but I was thinking that the school board meets on the second Tuesday.
No,
Second Monday.
Is it second Monday?
Second Monday.
Okay.
Yeah, I know it's a Monday.
I know
'cause-
it's on the sheet over there, but
Okay,
I was.
yeah, because there's a lot of stuff that goes on that
Monday.
I'd like to go to, you know, I'd like to go to the school board meeting and, things like that. Anyway. Any other questions? Okay. First one. Special events application. Adult co-ed softball.
My name's Carl Hergenreiter. I'm the team captain for, it's straight out of Frampton now, but we used to be the Goat Heads. We ran the co-ed softball team out of Fromberg for the past 2 years. We had an additional team join last year, which is Sarge's Army. They're also listed on the application. So this year on the application, I put the start dates. It should be April 25th through August 21st. Practice starts April 25th, and then our end of the season is August 21st. We're having the opening tournament here in Fromberg on June 12th. For all the teams, there's teams out of Absorki, Columbus, Red Lodge. We added a team out of Bridger and a team out of Joliet this year to the league, so we're up to 9, I think, total for around the Carbon County area. On this year's application, in the past, I've always requested 1 bathroom because the bathrooms do not work at the softball field. In the past, the town has paid for that. Because we have an additional team out of Fromberg this year, we noticed last year that the capacity of the one with all the traveling teams wasn't necessarily enough. So I did ask if we could get a second one this year. And then we're requesting that the open container be lifted from the hours of 5 to 9 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday for practices, and Monday and Wednesday for the games, with no drinking outside of the park limits, which we post every year, with a copy of the schedule for the sheriff's department to have of both teams. Is how we've done it in the past, and the town doesn't need to worry about liability insurance. The league has it, so the town can't be gone after by players, and I always turn in a copy of that insurance as soon as I get it from the league, so.
We normally supply the porta potties.
Yeah, we went through European porta pots. Jan has done it the past 2 years, but the first year, you guys had voted, since there are no working facilities at the baseball park, the nearest place would actually have to be Two Bear that we go. And we've always, Mr. Vogley's always given us the construction deal for the price of the porta potties, and then it coincides that we move them down to the park for Fromberg Days is how we've done it in the past. There should be record of that.
Yeah, he works pretty well with us on the price place.
Yeah.
Jay, you were around last year, weren't you?
Yeah.
How did they pick up? Did they clean themselves, or clean up after themselves?
Ooh, I don't know. I don't know. There was a couple times. I had to pick up a can or two.
I
Yeah,
think it's more like mainly kids though, because
Yeah.
most of the garbage is in the places where the kids would be playing, not necessarily
So, like,
a team or anything.
The merry-go-round
Yeah,
and the basketball courts,
Yeah.
which
I
we
would
can
just
make
ask
it.
you guys to
Yep.
be cognizant of that.
Yeah, and that's not
Don't
a
need any
problem.
more work for Jay.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, like if say the other team plays a home game and you come in, it's a train wreck, let her or me and
Yes.
somebody else on the team know
Please.
right away so we can jump on them on that, cause I mean, there's no sense losing a good thing
Yeah.
over something
Right.
being a slum, so.
And this year we just jointly filed because last year I think Sarge's Army joined late. And so this year, since we're both teams out of Fromberg asking the same thing, we filed it together because our games coincide together and our practices coincide together.
What change did you wanna make as far as the dates?
So it's April 25th is first day of
25th?
practice, yeah. And then the season runs until August 21st.
Okay,
But the opening tournament for sure in Fromberg is June 12th, and that'll start at 10 a.m.
I think it's a good deal.
yeah. I think if you guys are
I think we ought to
Willing to-
supply 2 bathrooms.
to
And
clean
they
up
try
after
to-
yourselves and kind of
And we're,
know that you have people living close to that thing and the
Yeah.
music and stuff needs to,
And you're going to try to pick up some goat heads, I hear.
well, we're working on that, and then the other thing is Fromberg Improvement Committee donated 2 years ago. We're still working on painting it. The softball team has been painting it, but the Fromberg Improvement Committee actually painted or donated enough paint to not only do both sets of bleachers, the dugout, but the concession stand as well
Nice.
to paint it. So our team has been working on that. We just haven't quite got our butts in gear to get it all the way finished.
I don't think we've ever had any complaints for this, so I'd make a motion to approve.
And to pay for the porta potties.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to accept the special events application for adult co-ed softball. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you guys, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
You bet. Thank you. Okay. Next is zoning. We have an